Yeah, doing pretty good. I was home all day with my kids today. It's just me and two babies, one who's 2.5 and one who's less than a year.
Oh,
It
Jason,
was fun.
was it
Yeah.
fun? I'm exhausted just looking at you.
I mean, it was a lot. And I had people coming by the house to chop down some trees and needed an estimate for my patio. It was just like lots of baby juggling,
Yep.
but they rolled.
Everything managing with the transit. I know it's been a few weeks now, just transition back with Patty home and not having your folks there.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but it's a lot, you know. Like I really think I feel like my life, like a lot of people in this quarantine feel like they don't have anything to do. Life's more busy now than ever. You know,
Right.
it's like it's constant. It's just like, you know, taking care of the kids, and it's, you know, we can only take care of them here. Our parents and the ELC helped us so much, and like
Right.
now
Yeah.
this is it. So, you know, it's just totally different. It's a totally different world. It's really different planet we're on now.
YouTube is feeling for you as we speak.
No.
You never know. Someone might be out there with a babysitter for you.
Right. Well, it's good to be meditating, and I'm glad to have us all together again. Rabbi, you're on mute.
Sorry, I said I would mute everyone so you could begin. There you go.
Okay, let's start by closing our eyes and just beginning to pay attention to the breath. What I'm asking you to do is to simply become aware of your breathing. And to do that, bring attention and your perception to the process of breathing. Feel the air move over your lips and nostrils. Feel your chest expand as you breathe in. And contract as you breathe out. Recognize the depth of your breathing. Are you breathing shallowly in your chest or deeply into your diaphragm? As this meditation progresses, it's likely that you'll find that your breath deepens. But at this point, I'm just asking you to become aware of the experience of breathing. An experience that is so often automatic. But through meditation, we bring awareness and can gain control over the process of breathing. The breath in the Hebrew language is referred to as neshima. And it is through God breathing the breath of life into dust that the first man, Adam, was created. Through Jewish meditation, we become aware of our connection to the divine, to our Creator, through our breath. Just as Adam was created by God through breath into dust, our lives are invigorated and reinvigorated with each and every breath. As I said before, the breath is so often an automatic or autonomic aspect of the physiological activity of the organism that is the body. The physiological processes of the body in Kabbalah are said to arise from nefesh, the physical or animalistic, automatic aspect of the soul that maintains life for all of God's creatures. Through bringing awareness to the breath as we're doing now, neshima, the breath, is elevated to neshama, the divine or rational aspect of the soul. By becoming aware of or controlling the breath with practice, we can reduce anxiety, agitation, and negative emotion and calm ourselves at any moment. This process arises through ruach, which is the term for spirit and wind in the Hebrew language. And ruach is said to be the aspect of the self from which free will emanates. That in each moment, one can choose to move towards the divine, spiritual, or rational aspect of the soul, neshama, or remain in autopilot within nefesh. By becoming aware of the movement of the breath, feeling the flowing process of breathing like wind, we come into contact with our own free will, the choice-making aspect of the self. And through controlling the breath in order to center oneself, to concentrate, or to calm oneself, we elevate the automatic process to something that is more divine or spiritual. Let us experience this for a few moments as you connect with your breath. And through your breath, connect with the Creator, with God. Next, what I'd like you to do is, with your eyes closed, to look outward into the darkness of your eyelids. What is it that you see? Most likely you see a dark screen with some movement, a subtle light flickering within the darkness. This image can be seen as a representation of uncreated reality, the primordial state that existed just before the first day of creation, described in the book of Genesis. It is said that before God first created light, there was spirit or wind, ruach, flowing through the darkness above deep waters. As we look out consciously into this uncreated reality, one can become more and more aware of their thoughts. And one can learn to select their thoughts, choosing righteous, rational, or uplifting responses to the automatic or discursive thoughts that so often naturally arise within the mind. While we cannot always choose each and every thought that arises, we can choose how to respond to them. And in doing so, elevate our thoughts toward healing the world, tikkun olam, in our partnership with God. Next, what I'd like you to do is to listen, to hear, Shema. Bring your attention to the experience of sound, of hearing. What is it that you hear? Well, first, there's the sound of my voice. The sound of your own breath. If you're inside, perhaps there's some white noise, or outside rustling of leaves. And listen closely that beneath all of these sounds is a subtle and stable vibration, a frequency from which creation arises. In Genesis, it is said that God spoke the world into creation. And we come to realize that all of creation arises from a subtle vibration that can be heard. Meditators often refer to this sound through the syllable of Om. It is said that this syllable parallels the word Amen, that we say together at the end of a prayer to recognize agreement as we lift our voices or our thoughts toward our Creator, becoming more at one with this frequency, this vibration from which creation arises. Next, what I'd like you to do is to become aware of a pressure point in the middle of your forehead. It's about an inch or so above your brow, the bridge of your nose. Sometimes in Kabbalistic discourse, this point is referred to as keter, the crown. The access point from which God above in heaven can connect with the human being. Now, with awareness of this point, I'd like you to draw downward, either with your finger or with your attention, a line straight down over your brow, down over your nose, your lips and chin. Scan downward over your neck, your chest, your diaphragm, down over your abdomen to your seat. Become aware of this center line that separates left from right and creates symmetry and beauty within the organism that is your physical body. Whenever we become aware of this line, we literally become centered. And in being centered, we are more stable and can choose our movements and our responses to the environment around us. In being conscious and aware of your centeredness, you can behave and act in ways that again elevate all that you do toward the divine, through the divine aspect of the soul, neshama. Next, I'd like you to bring your attention to your feet or your base, resting on the floor or the ground beneath you. Eretz, the land. Ha'adamah, the earth. With awareness between our physical connection, between the body and the land, Ha'eretz, we become grounded, literally. And in being grounded, we recognize a firm and stable foundation that rests beneath us virtually all the time. Through connection with the earth, we recognize that God's gifts of creation are ever present and can bring us comfort and stability in times of stress or crisis. Next, what I'd like you to do is to bring perception, awareness back to the top of your head. And now as we scan downward throughout the entire body, I'd like you to allow any tension that you recognize to simply fall off and fall downward towards the ground. In scanning downward, we represent God's creation in the coming messianic age, when heaven will come down to earth and unite as one. Recognition of this coming time brings comfort and naturally releases tension. And we will represent that now through this scanning from head to feet. Let's begin at the top of the head and let's move down over your brow. Relax it. And allow any tension to simply slip away. Scan downward over your cheeks, your jaw, down over your shoulders, your chest and biceps, your diaphragm and abdomen. And allow your arms and hands to simply relax, releasing all tension. As you recognize the calm and peace that is always available through connection with God, the Creator. Feel the weight of your body pushing down on the seat beneath you. And allow your legs, your knees, your calves, and shins to relax. Allow any tension in your feet also to simply slip off and fall downward. Now, in this state of relaxed awareness, I'd like you to listen to the recitation of the Shema, the most important prayer of our tradition. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Blessed is his glorious kingdom forever and ever. Amen. As we rest in this relaxed state, you may feel some tingling throughout your body, perhaps in your hands or your feet. This is relaxed awareness. It is the gift of creation that can arise when we bring our attention and use our free will to elevate the life-sustaining aspects of the soul nefesh towards neshama, the spiritual aspect of the soul through ruach, spirit, and free will. As we move out of this meditation, I'd like us to return briefly to each aspect of perception and attention that we move throughout the exercise. First, recognize the weight of your body, always being pulled subtly downward toward the created earth, Ha'eretz, the land, Ha'adamah, the earth. Feel your feet or your base resting on the ground beneath you. Recognize this center line that separates left from right and creates symmetry and beauty within your physical body, drawn down from the crown, the center of your forehead. Next, hear, listen, Shema, to the sounds around you and this subtle vibration, the frequency of emanation that is always arising as the world is created and recreated by God, the divine creator, in each and every moment. Next, become aware of the breath. Neshima, and its connection with the divine root word, neshama, the spiritual aspect of the soul. And realize that at every moment, as we connect with the breath, we have access to God through the subtle, unseen, and spiritual aspects of creation that underlie all that exists. And then look out into the darkness of your eyelids and see for a moment this uncreated reality. Ruach moving through the darkness above the dark waters. And then let us represent our partnership with God by allowing there to be light. By first opening your eyelids just a crack, allowing a little bit of light in, then opening them halfway as if you're just waking up, and then when you're ready, open them fully and look around at creation. This beautiful and amazing world that the Holy One has created for us. Meditation offers us a gift, an opportunity to see creation anew, as if we're seeing it for the first time as we emerge from meditation. And through these exercises, we can reset ourselves and reconnect again and again with the divinity of our Creator. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harriet.
Jason. Good set. Thank you.
Mhm.
Folks, we will I'm going to stop the recording.